I just heard one of the most arrogant, asinine speeches really in my life. From Meryl's speech when she won her Lifetime Achievement Award at the Golden Globes. I don't know what the hell she was drinking, but it's a major problem. Here it goes. Meryl's on stage. She gets her Golden Globe. Everybody's clapping. They have no idea that a bomb is about to go off.
Thank you very much.
She's so happy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's like she's already in tears.
Please sit down. Thank you. I love you all, but you'll have to forgive me. I've lost my voice in screaming and lamentation this weekend, and I have lost my mind sometime earlier this year, so I have to read.
Yes, I agree. You've lost your mind.
Thank you, Hollywood Foreign Press. Just to pick up on what Hugh Laurie said, you and all of us in this room really belong to the most vilified segments in American society right now. Think about it. Hollywood, foreigners, and the press. But
that's not
who
funny.
are we? And you know, what is Hollywood anyway? It's just a bunch of people from other places. I was born and raised and educated in the public schools of New Jersey. Viola was born in a sharecropper's cabin in South Carolina, came up in Central Falls, Rhode Island. Sarah Paulson was born in Florida, raised by a single mom in Brooklyn. Sarah Jessica Parker was one of 7 or 8 kids from Ohio. Amy Adams was born in Vicenza, Veneto, Italy. And Natalie Portman was born in Jerusalem. Where are their birth certificates?
I don't get it.
And the beautiful Ruth Nega was born in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, raised in Ireland, I do believe. And she's here nominated for playing a small-town girl from Virginia.
I think she's drunk.
Ryan Gosling, like all the nicest people, is Canadian.
What's going on here?
Dev Patel was born in Kenya, raised in London, and is here for playing an Indian raised in Tasmania. So Hollywood is crawling with outsiders and foreigners. And if we kick them all out, you'll have nothing to watch but football and mixed martial arts, which are not the arts.
Wow. Okay, what's wrong with football and mixed martial arts? First of all, mixed martial arts, it literally has arts in the name, so you can't claim it's not an art. In fact, it's a mix of multiple arts, like jiu-jitsu or karate or grappling. Those are arts. Those are art forms. It's a different kind of art form than Meryl is used to, but it's an art. Also, there's an art to throwing a football. Like you can't. An art is anything you apply skill to, not things that Meryl approves of that you apply skills to. I find that's disgusting. Also, I don't know what's wrong with filling our lives with things, with appreciating arts that you disagree with, Meryl. It just feels ridiculous to me. I get the fervor. The fervor is all about Trump and reacting to Trump and trying to prevent the worst of the Trump ideas, which is throwing people out and preventing people from coming into the country based on race and nationality from taking hold, and it's showing a certain level of pissed offness and resistance. But this just felt like so arrogant and bitchy. And I don't quite get why they're cheering so much in what I even though I know it's fashionable to slap around Trump and any Trump idea and any Trump concept, and in fact I do it myself. I don't like the guy at all, but this seems so strange and so awkward and really bizarre to me, at least. And she sort of laughs like she's done something amazing.
Instead of me 3 seconds to say this, so. An actor's only job is to enter the lives of people who are different from us and let you feel what that feels like. And there were many, many, many powerful performances this year that did it.
Even though Hollywood, is actually full of mostly the same people, there's a major diversity problem all over Hollywood, and so I guess they are. If you're a white person playing another white person, and all your roles and all the roles out there are white people, or 85 or 95% of the roles are white people, played and directed by white people, edited by white people, and arrogant liberal white people just dominating everything. I guess perhaps you can say that you are diverse without knowing that you're part of the problem. I just kind of makes my skin crawl.
Exactly that. Breathtaking, compassionate work. But there was one performance this year that stunned me. It sank its hooks in my heart. Not because it was good. There was nothing good about it. But it was effective and it did its job. It made its intended audience laugh and show their teeth. It was that moment when the person asking to sit in the most respected seat in our country imitated a disabled reporter, someone he outranked in privilege, power, and the capacity to fight back. It kind of broke my heart.
I get that. That was totally in poor taste of Trump. I understand that entirely, even though there is some argument that he made that action before, but I honestly don't know if that's true or not. But that was totally in poor taste of Trump. I think that's a valid point.
And I saw it, and I still can't get it out of my head because it wasn't in a movie. It was real life. And this instinct to humiliate, when it's modeled by someone in the public platform, by someone powerful, it filters down into everybody's life because it kind of gives permission.
I don't know if it gives permission. I mean, presidents have done awful things forever. I find it bizarre that someone would think that the president doing something gives the entire country permission to do it. Like, I don't have permission to appoint a Supreme Court justice. Barack Obama did not affect my behavior, nor did George W. Bush, nor did Bill Clinton, nor did H.W. Bush, nor did Ronald Reagan. It's sort of bizarre to say that the president's behavior will affect and change your behavior, make things okay or not. I know that's one of the chief arguments against Trump, but I think that's a really bad one. There are so many better arguments against Trump. I think that one's so incredibly weak. And also, the fact that you would dedicate your entire lifetime achievement speech to Donald Trump feels really awkward, and you can kind of see this on some of the faces of the people in the crowd here. They don't really seem to get it, and some of them are enraptured by it, and I just find this kind of disgusting.
Other people to do the same thing. Disrespect invites disrespect. Violence incites violence.
Well, I agree that violence begets violence, and disrespect invites disrespect. I still think drones being dropped by President Obama is violent as hell, and disrespectful as hell. I think that warrantless wiretapping is disrespectful as hell. Presidents forever have been disrespectful as hell. I think this is kind of overblown, at least in this statement here.
Powerful use their position to bully others. We all lose. Okay, go up with that thing. Okay, this brings me to the press. We need the principled press to hold power to account, to call them on the carpet, every outrage.
Don't worry, Meryl. They agree with you, and they're gonna kick and scream and yell, and they have already been kicking and screaming and yelling about Donald.
That's why our founders enshrined the press and its freedoms in our Constitution. So I only ask
founders that were violent and disrespectful themselves. Remember things like slavery? Remember things like the 3/5 rule? Remember all war and aggression and women not having the right to vote. I mean, why are the founders respectful all of a sudden? This is twisted, bonkers logic to me.
The famously well-heeled Hollywood foreign press and all of us in our community to join me in supporting the Committee to Protect Journalists, because we're going to need them going forward, and they'll need us to safeguard the truth. One more thing. Once, when I was standing on the set one day, whining about something, we were going to work through supper or the long hours or whatever, Tommy Lee Jones said to me, "Isn't it such a privilege, Meryl?"
Mel Gibson looks confused.
Yeah, it is. And we have to remind each other of the privilege and the responsibility of the act of empathy. We should all be very proud of the work Hollywood honors here tonight. As my friend, the dear departed Princess Leia, said to me once, "Take your broken heart, make it into art."
Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, two different people. Carrie Fisher is a character that Princess Leia is a character that Carrie Fisher played. I wouldn't call Meryl Streep Julia Child. It's very awkward, at least to me.
Thank you for it.
Goodbye, Meryl. Go away. Yikes.